Keeping up with our primary election coverage, want to let you know that a candidate has conceded her primary race.
Paige Loud is now conceding for the Democratic primary for Maine's 2nd Congressional District. In a statement released today, Loud thanked the thousands of Mainers who placed their trust in her campaign. Loud said it was clear to her that her path to the nomination has narrowed and that it is time to focus on the larger work ahead. She says she plans to continue to work on solutions for health care, housing, peace, and economic justice. CD2 is one of several races that is going to ranked choice vote now after yesterday's primary.
And that includes the gubernatorial races for Republicans and Democrats. According to the latest data, Dr. Narav Shah leads the Democratic candidates with 26% of the vote. Hannah Pingree follows with 23%, then Troy Jackson with 21%, Shenna Bellows with 20%, Angus King III with 8%. In the Republican race, Bobby Charles currently leads the way with 37%. Ben Midgley and Jonathan Bush each have 20%. Garrett Mason has 11%. And Owen McCarthy, David Jones, Robert Wessels, and James Libby all have less than 4%. The final tabulation of ranked choice voting could take a while, according to the Secretary of State's office.
The Hannah Pingree team hosted its own watch party in one of our state's largest cities. An energetic crowd filled Bayside Bowl in Portland last night to watch those results come in. In a speech to her supporters, Pingree brought up her husband, her dad, and kids. She said they have all had her back through this campaign. She also thanked her daughter for keeping the competitive spirit alive within her and pushing her to win the race. Pingree says she believes she is the type of governor Maine wants, and she says she's the one to get things done.
Mainers do truly want a governor who will deliver on the issues that matter, and people are struggling right now with the cost of housing, with the cost of health care, child care, energy, property taxes. You all know these things. I have spent nearly 25 years in public service, working across the aisle, working with so many people in this room, making good things happen for Maine people. I am very, very excited about the future of Maine.
Pingree says she is grateful for the support of those behind her and is patiently waiting for the results of the ranked choice runoff.
Over in Windham, Ben Midgley had an understated primary watch party, as he did during the campaign. He tried to separate himself from a large field for the Republican gubernatorial nomination. Midgley proudly says he has no political experience. He's been the top executive for multiple large gym franchises and said he wants to be Maine's next CEO. At his watch party, we asked him how he felt. He's conveyed his qualifications for the job to voters.
I think it's just through being honest and genuine with people. You know, I grew up in Maine. My wife grew up in Maine. She's from Lyman. She's right over there. Our kids all grew up here, went to the same high school I did. I had a different path than any other candidate. Never made it out of college. I've spent time on unemployment, spent time on food stamps here in Maine. And I knew hard work was the only way to get out of that. So just dug in like a lot of other Mainers, and then eventually made it successfully in business world, gratefully. Built a big company, created 15,000 jobs. So know how to, build an economic future for people in the state. We've looked deeply at every challenge we have in the state. Everything is fixable. We've just had a lot of bad decisions that have put people in a bad spot, and it's time we turn it around.
Midgley did call it a night before learning his race would go to ranked choice. The Secretary of State's office actually had to send out more ballots all over the state yesterday.
Yeah, that is because of the very high voter turnout for the primary. In Standish, there was a steady line of voters throughout the day. The warden there says this primary election stands out to her. She says a lot of that has to do with how much these candidates have been getting out and talking to people.
I don't ever recall it ever being this steady. I looked at the figures before, and it seems like we have a lot of voters coming out, and I think part of that is because of the number of candidates that have followers, that and people are really intent on certain candidates that they want to move on in the process.
Results obviously still being reported right now. You can find the latest updates in real time anytime on the primary election on our website or our mobile app.